Learning to Count to 10 by Jeff Simpson, and I'm at masterylearningsystems.com. How hard is it for a kindergartner to learn to count to 10? And what exactly is involved? If you tried to do this yourself in another language, Japanese for example, you would soon develop an appreciation for the difficulties inherent in the task. First, you have to say the words over and over again until you can finally say them correctly in the right order. But you don't get a written list of words to refer to because, remember, you're a kindergartner and you don't know how to read yet. Well, okay, here's a written list of words for you. Does that help? And you don't get a written list of numerals because you don't know how to read them yet either. Oh, all right, here's a written list of numerals for you, in Japanese, of course. Does that make it easier? Seriously, how hard can this be? Japanese 5-year-olds do it all the time. Could you draw this many circles? Well, if you know how to read it. And can you tell me the Japanese word for this amount? But wait, you're a kindergartner and you've never experienced that amount before. But couldn't you just say the numbers you memorized until you get to the right word? Well, you could if you can remember the sequence accurately and if you have already established a sense of one-to-one correspondence, simultaneously touching an object and saying a number. But not all kindergartners arrive at school having already developed their sense of one-to-one correspondence. They might, for example, touch 3 objects while saying 4 or 5 numbers. And some have trouble remembering the exact sequence of numbers. Learning to count to 10 sounds like a pretty simple task, but it isn't for most 5-year-olds. Learning to count to 10 involves amount recognition, numeral recognition, verbal sequence recognition, and a sense of one-to-one correspondence. It may not surprise you that not all kindergartners manage to master this basic skill during their first year of school. The lesson presented in this video is specifically designed to enable all mainstream kindergartners and many special ed students to master the art of counting to 10 with understanding and confidence. The lesson uses guided discovery and rapid reconstruction teaching techniques, which require the teacher to basically tell the students what to do and show them how to do it, watch them and help them to make sure they're doing it right, ask them questions about what they're doing, and invite them to be challenged. Here's a summary that uses less words. Guided discovery, you basically command and model, observe and assist, ask questions, and the rapid reconstruction part is where you offer challenges. Begin the lesson by giving the students a copy of this page. You can find this page in my kindergarten math book, which is available online at masterylearningsystems.com, also at teacherspayteachers.com. 10 blocks. But if you don't have a copy of it, you can just draw something like it yourself. Then give the students each a blank piece of paper, colored paper is nice, with the right end folded up about 1 inch. That will act like a little handle so they can easily move the paper back and forth. Say to them, take your blank paper and cover up the blocks. Always demonstrate your commands as you speak, kind of like a flight attendant showing how to use the seatbelt and oxygen mask. They tell you what to do and show you how to do it. Move your paper and show 1 block, like this. Demonstrate your commands, and then watch to make sure all the students are following them. Touch the block and say 1. 1. Move your paper, cover the block. Use short phrases. Begin each sentence with a command verb. Imperative verbs can be clarified with gestures. This helps children who don't speak English fluently and also helps English speakers who don't follow directions easily. Then you continue to give directions. Move your paper over. Show 2 blocks like this. 1, 2. Exaggerate your demonstration, using your whole upper body to emphasize the fact that you simultaneously move the paper and say a number, like 1, 2. You're modeling one-to-one correspondence for the students who need it. Touch the blocks and count them out loud. 1, 2. Swipe your finger across both blocks and say 2. This helps students progress from seeing this as a 1-2 amount to seeing it as embodying two-ness. 2 meaning everything up to and including 2. Cover the blocks. Now show 1 block. Good. Cover them. Now show 2 blocks. Cover them. Show 1. Cover. Show 2, and so on. To further develop the feel for two-ness, continue reviewing 1 and 2 until the students smoothly slide their paper like this to show the amount 2 without having to count each block along the way. As you can see, this lesson is directly addressing several important areas. Amount recognition, that's how many blocks we're looking at. Numeral recognition, verbal sequence recognition, and one-to-one correspondence. For remedial students, the lesson so far should be paced rather slowly. For most students, though, the pace should be faster and with less repetition. Even children whose actual challenge is counting from 5 to 10 need this beginning part of the lesson to establish a trusted routine for discovery and a feeling of confidence and security. Now show 3 blocks like this. 1, 2, 3. Do it with me. Touch the blocks and count them out loud. 1, 2, 3. Swipe your finger across all the blocks and say 3. This helps the students move from thinking of this as a 1, 2, 3 amount to feeling the threeness of it. 3 meaning everything up to and including 3. Now, cover your blocks. This time show 2 blocks. Good. Cover them. Show 3 blocks. Okay, cover them. Show 1. Cover. Show 3. And so on. Continue randomly reviewing 1, 2, and 3, giving more frequency to the newly introduced number, until the students smoothly slide their paper to show the amount 3, without having to count each block along the way. This shows their newly developed feel for threeness, for lack of a better word. They move it smoothly like that. Let me think. So far, we've done 1, 2, and 3. I wonder what number we should try next. 1, 2, 3. Some student will excitedly call out 4. Guiding the children to choose what comes next in the lesson reveals and builds upon their pre-existing knowledge and gives them a sense of ownership. Good idea. Let's try 4, everybody. Let's do 4 blocks together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Touch the blocks and count them out loud with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Swipe your finger across all the blocks and say 4. Randomly review 1, 2, 3, and 4, giving more frequency to the newly introduced number until the students smoothly slide their paper like this to show the amount 4. Look for evidence of their newly developed feel for 4-ness. If one student needs more review of the new number than the other students, try using some goofy kindergarten humor with an individual challenge for him. Jose, here's a challenge for you, all by yourself. Okay, try it. Show me 4 blocks. All right, good job. Okay, cover your blocks. Here's another one. This time try, 4 blocks. You just did that one. Oh, no, I don't think so. He does it. All right, you got it. Now for something completely different, show me 4 blocks. If you play it right, this can be absolutely hilarious. What can I say? It's kindergarten. Other pupils may spontaneously demand an individual challenge for themselves. Some may crave something harder. Doing a few individual challenges at various levels of difficulty relieves the monotony of the routine you have just established, without actually abandoning the routine. It adds excitement to the lesson, encourages individual initiative, and a taste for enthusiastically confronting new difficulties, and reveals new possibilities to the lower achieving students. Continue in the same manner as before with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. This lesson can all be done in one day or over the course of several days. If you do it all in one day, plan on briefly reviewing the lesson a few times in the following days as needed. If you plan to spread this activity over several days, you might consider using different graphics to add some variety and a sense of forward progress. For example, you could use page 199 from my kindergarten math book for showing amounts up to 5. It looks like this, 5 players. Cover them up and then you can move it and show amounts up to 5. Or you could use page 222 from my kindergarten math book for showing amounts up to 6. Here you got 6 cans, you cover it up, and then you can show amounts on that page. And there are other graphics in my book for 7, 8, and 9. Besides being used for learning to count, these graphic pages can be used for teaching adding and subtracting. Here, example 10 blocks, we cover it up. Here's how to show 3 plus 1. You show 3, put your finger on number 3, take your other hand and move your paper and add 1 more. I had a remarkable experience when I demonstrated this lesson for a special ed class that had students ranging from kindergarten to 3rd grade. By January of their school year, none of the students in this class had learned to count past 5, and they had an experienced teacher. But in 1 hour, they all learned to count to 10 with this lesson.